One of the very important questions I get asked many a times is, Imran, you speak so much about handwriting. You ask people to get back to writing, but the question remains, how handwriting is relevant in this digital world. So let me answer it in such a way that it will actually not only convince you, but also give you a little insight into how powerful your handwriting actually is. Let's look at handwriting as not just handwriting. Let's look at as the vibrations coming from your subconscious mind using your neural pathways and the muscles of your hand and onto the paper. So eventually it is not your hand which is actually writing, it is your mind which is actually your brain which is actually moving your fingers, and that's how you're able to write it. And if you've still not been convinced, Imran, how handwriting can actually give my insight into my subconscious mind, here is a quick gateway for information for you. So let's begin with that. If I want to tell you about your handwriting is basically the way you look at yourself. It actually gives you an insight into who you are as a person. And we use this information to identify your core potential. But before we go there, let us begin with giving you an insight into who you are as a person. So let's do this right now. If you really look into my presentation on your screen right now, what you see is nothing but lines onto the paper. And if these lines can tell you the health of your heart, which is actually the ECG is what you're seeing on your screen right now. And I'm sure the lines onto the paper coming from your brain as part of your handwriting also has insight to give it to you. Yes, these lines cannot be decoded by a common man like me and you who does not understand medicine and science. And how do we decode this? But this actually gives away the health of your heart. If you're still not convinced, let me go to the next slide and give you a little insight into this. What are these lines? This is a richer scale. It is the same lines which helps us to identify the intensity of the earthquake. And if you're still sitting there and wondering, Imran, still not convinced about it, here is one more insight into it. This lines defines how good the share market is. What is that you want to take back home today, and what are you going to leave back into the table? This is information onto the paper. So ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about the letters, it is about how you write these letters. My name is Imran Beg. From past 18 years of my life, I've been practicing this powerful tool of graphology, handwriting analysis, graphotherapy, and signature analysis, where I've seen this information which you can derive from your handwriting coming from your subconscious mind, giving an understanding about who you are as a person changes the game for you. And if you're interested to understand more about this science and how it can actually change the game for you, go ahead, join us in a free e-webinar, which I'm doing to give you an insight into how handwriting can actually be the source of transformation for you. I'll see you on the other side.